is the book, if you're interested in it, The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. And what I love about it is that it's just it's a calendar book. So every date it has a little um, just a little thought for the day and a little introspection to be had for that day. And if you don't know Mark Nepo, he's a wonderful spiritual writer. And this the last few days I haven't felt very well, and I think when you have pain, right? Everybody's had the feeling of physical pain anyway, all sorts of pain. But speaking specifically about physical pain, when you are dealing with something painful, sometimes you don't realize how much energy it has taken from you. Like Liz, I know that you've had your back's been hurting you, and I know all of you have struggled at some points with things. Um, when you get deep into that, it zaps so much of your energy that you don't even realize that it did so until it starts to dissipate, and then you're like, whoa, it's like a flower reblooming again, right? And sometimes these tension patterns can feed on themselves. You can have one thing start, and then all of a sudden your perspective just starts clamping down and narrowing into the fact that all you feel and all you see is pain, instead of pain just being one aspect of your experience. And of course, as a hospice nurse, I experience this constantly with my patients. I'm thinking about it a lot on how to help people um, allow their pain not to be the only thing that they're experiencing. So this speaks of that, which is why it spoke to me. So once again, The Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo. So I'm just going to read this to you. The chapter's called Misery. Nothing like some misery, right? If peace comes from seeing the whole, then misery comes from a loss of perspective. We begin so aware and grateful. The sun somehow hangs there in the sky. The little bird sings. The miracle of life just happens. Then we stub our toe, and in that moment of pain, the whole world is reduced to our poor little toe. Now, for a day or two, it's difficult to walk. With every step, we are reminded of our poor little toe. Our vigilance becomes, which defines our day? The pinch we feel in walking on a bruised toe, or the miracle still happening around us? It is the giving over to the smallness that opens us to misery. I'm going to repeat that. It is the giving over to smallness that opens us to misery. In truth, we begin taking nothing for granted, grateful that we have enough to eat, that we are well enough to eat. But somehow, through the living of our days, our focus narrows like a camera that shutters down, cropping out the horizon. And one day we're miffed at a dinner because the eggs are runny or the hash isn't seasoned just the way we like. When we narrow our focus, the problem seems everything. We forget when we were lonely, dreaming of a partner. We forget first beholding the beauty of another. We forget the comfort of first being seen and held and heard. When our view shuts down, we're up in the middle of the night, annoyed by the way our lover pulls the covers or leaves the dishes in the sink without soaking them. In actuality, misery is a moment of suffering allowed to become everything. Misery is a moment of suffering allowed to become everything. So when we feel miserable, we must look wider than what hurts. When we feel a splinter, we must, while trying to remove it, remember there's a body that is not splinter, and a spirit that is not splinter, and a world that is not splinter. So when I was about 5, I was in the car, and remember old cars that had cigarette lighters in them, right? And you'd push that thing in and the thing would glow red hot. And I was curious about it, pushed it in. I think it was probably like my first time in the front seat kind of thing, and I pulled it out and I just stuck my thumb right into the red hot coils, just not knowing that that was going to burn me. And I got a wicked burn on my thumb. And you know how burns are terrible, right? And it just was so painful. And my father told me 2 things that day. He said, first, offer it up, like use your pain as a prayer for someone else. And then he also told me to try to feel wider than my pain. Like what part of you isn't hurting? Focus on that. And sorry, I don't know why that's happening. I thought I had everything shut down. Can you guys still see me? Because somehow I'm not seeing you now. Oh, the ongoing saga of my technological issues.
We still see you and
You
hear
see me?
you.
We're here. We can see you.
Okay, well, at least you can see me, so that's good. I can't see you, but as long as you can see me, that's all that matters. So yeah, so this perspective, and I've practiced this through my life, this perspective of being able to have a viewpoint bigger, a perspective bigger than just your pain. And this isn't always easy to do. This is something that, you know, when we do get focused on pain or suffering, and it doesn't just have to be physical pain, it can be emotional pain, psychological pain, spiritual pain. We often just narrow ourselves down where that becomes our everything. So let's see if we can practice in our practice today about widening our perspective, kind of creating that place between, if point A was our pain and point B was some part of us that felt great, can we expand and stretch from point A to point B? Can we widen our perspective and keep our wholeness instead of just our single focusedness? So of course, this is done through the breath and through presence. So we're going to practice that a little bit today. All right, so sit up straight and tall and take a moment to close your eyes. I have nothing on my screen now, so somebody just tell me if the volume changes or I go away or something like that. Just announce it in class. So let's go ahead and sit up straight and tall and just take a moment to settle yourself into your posture. Are you comfortable? And if not, change something. Maybe you want to stand up, maybe you want to lie down. Just whatever is going to give you a sense of spaciousness and ease in your body. And then feel yourself drop in. Can you feel the groundedness? Can you feel that sense of spaciousness, that there's both a rooted quality that can tether you, but also this freedom. And in the freedom, bring the breath. Start to explore the sensations on the inside. How's your breath feel in your body? Are you tense? Is there anywhere you can relax? And we're going to practice this point A to point B. So let's find for a moment a part, and you can do this in your mind, something in your mind or something in your body. But find a point, a focus, whether it's a thought or a sensation in the body that isn't feeling very good today. Do you have any tenderness or tightness or pain living within you somewhere? It could be small, you might have like cut your finger, or it could be big, like you're, got a swollen joint or something. So whatever's happening in mind or body, see if you can bring your attention and focus to the place that's not feeling good. And when you do so, what happened to your breath? As chances are your breath shrank too. And now let's shift our focus to a point B, somewhere in your body that feels just so good, whether it's the way your breath feels or the ease in your eyes when you rest them behind your lids, or the center of your palms melting, anywhere in your body that has a sense of ease and freedom. And bring yourself there. This could be in your mind too. Is there a place in your mind that's set free? And notice, did your breath come back? Did you feel yourself expand? Did you open yourself to a broader view? So just like you kind of have that type of viewpoint that pans out, from like those things that fly up in the sky nowadays. Can't remember the name of them, but when you're pan out from yourself, see if you can pan out from the point A and get much more spacious in your body so that you can feel your whole being. Remember, wholeness brings peace. Misery brings a lack, it stems from a lack of perspective. So broaden your perspective. Breath is what gives us this. Place your palms together at your heart and bow in. See what it feels like to drop into the center. Offer an intention. Maybe it has nothing to do with widening your perspective. Maybe this is just right for what you need to work with today. Whatever it is, set an intention for your practice. Let's release the hands and let's find our way onto our mat. So I'm pretty sure most of you have done some navel radiation with me in the past. And this is that sense of exploring a center point along the midline, maybe somewhere in your belly, maybe somewhere, it could be your third eye, it could be your heart, it could be the center of your pelvis, could be your navel, your solar plexus, anywhere you want. So as we lie here for a moment, give yourself time to sense into a center point. And of course, this isn't necessarily a point of misery or a point of pain or discomfort. We're just finding the flow of moving from a small point to a big point. So find the midline somewhere that feels natural for you to access as a center. And then let's move into the breath. So of course, we're going to move our bodies shortly, but first let's just start with the energy of expanding from our centered place out to our fingers, our toes, our crown, our tail. So get your energy to bubble out and widen. And then on your exhale, come back. See if you can fold in, kind of condense toward this center line. And remember that the flow of the breath is what guides this. We want to expand on the inhale, outward to our edges. And on the exhale, drawing back into whatever center point you found in your body. We're going to do this toward the end of our practice again. So even if you're a little distracted, not quite in your body enough for this, that's okay. Just sense what's available to you now. Be in the flow, almost like what it feels like if you've ever been in the ocean, not the edge of the ocean where waves are crashing, but the swells of ocean waves. If you found yourself bubbling up and coming down, can you imagine your body like the swell where you're expanding on the in-breath, widening your perspective all the way out to the brims of your energy field, maybe even beyond your fingers and toes, and then back, condensing back to the center point on the exhale. Just practice the art of flow, of moving your awareness to go big and go small. That when we need the skill of going beyond a discomfort, beyond a worry, that we have a built-in capacity already for expanding, broadening and widening our perspective. All right, and then let's start to move. We're going to come back to that. So that was just to imprint that navel radiation into us. But now let's move. So stretch your arms overhead, maybe climb that ladder, reaching one arm up, then reaching the other, feeling one heel reach away and then the other, and just live in a little bit of a back bend. Feel the squeeze, feel the alignment and lighting up of your nervous system. And then bring your knees into your chest and let your back rest and rock a little bit, swaying from side to side. All right, and then go ahead and circle the knees a few times, kind of going one direction. How does your back feel? And going the other direction.
right, and then right knee into the chest. Stretch your left leg long on the floor. Roll around your ankles. Wiggle your toes. Get your feet awake and alive. Feel a good squeeze, a good compression, and then switch. Left knee into the chest. Right leg is stretching long. Feel free to wiggle out your toes and stretch. What are you feeling? What feels good? So is this a widening of perspective? Just coming into the state of feeling your body. And then both legs out, spread out. We're going to turn this navel radiation into actual movement now. Stretch to your limbs all the way to your fingers and toes. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Squeeze all the muscles out there. And then on your next exhale, draw your chin up and bang a little squeeze here. And then flow with the movement of it, expanding open. Exhale, drawing in. One more time. Expanding your body. Exhale. Drawing in. Place your head back down onto the ground. Place your feet back down onto the ground. Bring your arms out wide. And let yourself melt. So another component of being able to access ease, which can be our broader perspective, is to yield. So feel your body rest on the floor. What can you give up? What can you let go of? And let's go ahead and roll over onto our side and come up onto your hands and your knees. All right, so as we come, ground yourself first before you start moving into cat-cows. See what it feels like to have your hands rooting and yielding, your knees too. And then let's enjoy your spine. So arch your back and round your back. Come into the full sensation of a really broad view of the body. Instead of focusing on one little vertebrae, can you sweep through the spine and feel the symphony of movement that's available? Sometimes we focus on one little tree in the forest, and sometimes we need to focus on the forest. So today's a forest day, so just see what it feels like to move globally through your spine and move anything you want around. So stay within your comfort zone. You can try wagging your tail or fishtailing, where you're kind of moving side to side like a fish. You can do some circles through your pelvis, move your shoulders, your neck. Take your time. There's no rush. Just explore any kind of movement that's going to help your body feel free and mobile. And this is also a time for diagnostics, like how is your back today? How are your knees today? How are your wrists? All the places. Just see what kind of, is there anything you're taking stock of that you need to care for well? Pay extra attention to. Stretch back towards child's pose. Walk the hands forward. Soften your body down. You can have your knees close together or far apart or anywhere in between. Relax your head toward the floor. Deep breath in and away. Walk the hands over to the left side of your mat and lengthen through the ribs. Open your body up. Feel that sense of space. Enjoy the broad view through your side. And when you sense global sensation in the body instead of a little pinpoint, what does it do for your breath? How do you respond to that global feeling? Walk your hands over to the other side. Relax your neck. Deepen your breath in. Deepen your breath out. And then come back to center. Come up onto all fours again. Any movement you want. All right, and then we're going to find a twist. Gentle here. If you need to be, lift one arm up. Exhale and slide that shoulder down. Decide if twisting is good for your body and how deep. Twists are some of those poses that can get very assertive quickly. So let's just see what feels good. Check in with yourself. Breathe. Notice the ways in which your breath is crimped up a little bit by twisting. Notice the ways the breath kind of pushes to an edge while you're twisting. Enjoy that. And then rise back up, arm coming to the sky. Place the hand down onto the ground and switch your sides. Lift the arm in the air. Exhale and slide that shoulder down. Gaze toward the floor and feel the freedom in your shoulders. What does it feel like to spread those collar or the shoulder blades apart, to feel the stretch on the spine? Move into the breath, move the breath into the back ribs. Okay, then come on up and reach that arm up to the sky and place your hand down, dog pose. Curl your toes under and stretch yourself back up. Always remember, if dog pose isn't available for whatever reason, you can come into half dog with your hands on a piece of furniture or a wall. And if you're feeling like you need to, you can bend your knees a lot in this pose. You can bend your elbows. Just find whatever is working for you to stabilize and to surrender. To find that balance of effort and ease. Relax your neck. Feel your feet. Spread open your feet. Feel the width broaden, both in your hands and your feet. And extend, reaching the heart toward the pelvis. What's available here? How's that sense of global? Stretching out to your limbs. Can you yield in those outstretched limbs? And then coming back home to your center. Where is that center point? Can you feel it? As you know, sometimes the center point can be wonderful. It's this deep place of focus. So it's not a bad thing to have a narrow focus. But we use these tools according to what our needs are on any given day. So bring your focus in, bring your focus wide. All right, and then walk your feet forward. Come into Uttanasana, bend your knees as much as you want. Wag your tail, bounce a little. What's going to make your back feel good? Experiment. What is helping you right now? Relax your neck. Inhale for a halfway lift. I always like blocks to put my hands on, but maybe you like your hands on your legs. Extend the spine. Let's open up the backs of the legs. Hang out here in a half lift for a moment. Spread open the bones of your feet. Lift the shaft of your femur bones up, 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 and back. Feel the arches lift up like you have a strap around your arches that you're lifting to your sit bones. Breathe here. And then exhale and fold again. Push off your feet. You can always put your hands on your knees and help yourself up if you need to. Rise up. If you're ever dizzy, squeeze to the midline, maybe with your hands, maybe crossing one leg over. Find the breath. Inhale. Open your chest. Lean back a little bit. See what feels nice. Cactus the arms. Feel that sense of broadness. And then exhale and feel that coming in toward the center. One more time. Maybe the arms are open. Maybe they're cactus. And then exhale and find yourself coming toward the center. Spread your limbs, find your way into, and it doesn't have to be a super wide starfish, but find a starfish. And just like we did on the floor earlier, stretch from the center out to your edges. Find the breath. Okay. And then we're going to come stand on our right foot and bring the left knee up. Let your focus be in the center now. So find that exhale, find the focal point. And then inhale, spread your leg out to the side, arms are wide. Exhale, knee in, hands in. One more time, leg out, arms wide. Exhale, draw in, put your foot back down onto the ground and notice what's here. Go within your range of comfort. Always in your practice, modify anything that needs modifying. Open yourself up, legs are wide. Feel the navel stretch, or maybe it's your third eye, anywhere in your center. Stretch to your edges. And then we're going to stand on that left foot and bring our right knee in, palms to the heart. Take a deep breath in, expand wide. And then exhale. Again. One more time. Expand wide. And then exhale. And knee to your chest. All right, place your foot back down onto the ground. 2 arms up. Exhale and fold forward. Let your back relax. Soften your head, bobble it around. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and melt back down. Step your left foot back. Your right foot is coming forward into a lunge. Blocks are there for you if you need them. Stretch through the hip flexors of that back leg. Find your breath. Okay. And then let's start to move. Square hips, tuck chin. Find your breathing as you're moving. When you inhale, can you feel that sense of expansion? When you exhale, can you feel that sense of condensement? Feel a difference between contraction and condensement. So try not to have tension be part of the equation. You can have muscle strength without tension. All right, back foot comes forward. Inhale for a halfway lift again. Sit bones grow in height. And then exhale and melt back down. Left foot forward, right foot back, finding your lunge here. So we're just welcoming ourselves into our body. What's new? What sensation just happened that you're like, oh, I'm in my body there now. Okay, let's start to straighten the front leg a bit, tuck the chin, stay in the rhythm of your breathing. Can you feel the spine grow on your inhales? Can you feel the sense of condensement on your exhales? Are you moving with the rhythm of your breath? Not mine, just yours. All right, next time, 2 hands come down onto the ground. Stabilize through your core as you come into a plank. You can always put your knees down for this. What I want you to feel is the sense of condensement toward your midline, your whole midline now, and maybe not even just your single pointedness, but can you feel the difference between muscle contraction and stability versus tension? So where can you release tension? Where's your point B to reach into for ease? Even in a pose like this, is there some part of your body that does not have to work hard, that can be relaxed? How about your tongue, your jaw, your eyes? Find places that quickly release for you to use as your point Bs to ground you into a wider perspective. All right, let's go ahead and find ourselves coming down to the floor. Lie on your belly. Take a breath in, cobra pose, and then exhale and float your way back down. Check in with your spine. Make sure you're stabilizing. Engage your legs. Engage your core a little bit. Drop your shoulders, and then release. Let's do that one more time. Notice if you strive for the fullness of the pose, what happens to your breath when you overstrive? Come back up, all four as you go. Any kind of movement, swish and sway your tail. You can pick up your feet and sway them from side to side. Whatever is working in your movement. Breathe deeply. And then let's go ahead and find our way back to dog pose. Spread out your hands and spread out your feet. Feel the roots. Yield into the roots. Can you feel the expansion of the fullness of your whole being? Bring me that broad perspective. Find that your whole body is the point B. And then recenter to the point A. Find that sense of breathing out into your expansive self, breathing in to your condensed self, your focal point. When you're ready, right leg lifts up in the air. Take a deep breath in here, exhale, and bring that foot forward. Modify anything, adjust your practice to what your needs are for today. Rise up. You can always put your back knee on the ground. You can have a different position with your arms, anything that's serving you. So come into what's available in your body today, right now. Can you find the expansiveness? What happens when you open yourself up into your hands and into your feet and into your crown and into your tail? What kind of broad view can you access? Does it help your breath to broad view? Does it help your broad view to breathe? All right, release your hands down onto the ground. Step your front foot back, dog pose. Inhale, left leg lifting high. Exhale, bringing that foot forward, lunging. Anytime you need to back away from the vinyasa, from the flow from one pose to another, you can always just walk forward and, make a change. So adjust your practice to what today's needs are. Feel the spaciousness. And that doesn't have to mean your arms are wide. You can have your arms right at your heart and still feel the sense of openness and spaciousness across your chest and your heart. Can you expand all the way to the floor? Is there a rebound? Is there a hugging in toward the midline? Is there a sense of condensement that doesn't have tension attached to it? How about the base of your skull? Is there unnecessary tension around your skull? And then as you're ready, walk the back foot forward, come into Uttanasana. Fold, let your knees bend. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale, and stand on up. Take your feet hip width apart. You can always stick a block between your thighs if you need to. Come into a very, we're squatting here, so, but a straight leg squat instead of our knees turned out. Kind of like chair pose squat. Take your hands on the outer knees and press your hands into your outer knees and your outer knees into your hands. Feel the work in the outer hips. Extend the spine, reach into the feet. Even though that you're starting to focus on different things, can you still have the big broad view on the in-breath? Kind of finding your focal point on the out-breath. Relax what you can. Your neck does not have to do work in this pose. And then rise all the way up. Arms coming to the sky. Let's tip into that right leg again. If you're dizzy, don't do that yet. Find your midline. You can cross thigh over thigh. You can squeeze to your hands. Settle your blood pressure before you try to do a balance. When you're ready, finding your way up, open, reach into your hands, reach into the feet. Find your bigness. And then go ahead and relax. Back into your squat. But this time our palms are together instead of our outer knees. Feel what you can feel. With this really deep squat, kind of like, well, I don't ski, but I imagine this is how you feel when you're skiing. Reach your arms up, and you could be leaning forward a lot instead of coming high to chair pose arms, or chair pose chest, I should say. And then we're gonna stand up on that left leg and reach the right leg out. If you're dizzy, pause for a minute, find your midline, and then find this expansive energy. Place the foot down next to the other foot. Shake out your hands. Shake out your body. Take a deep breath. All your air out. Let the breath be cleansing. If pain happens in your body, do you need to breathe more? I find that when I'm hurting, I tend to have a lot of sighing exhales. It helps to just let your exhales go. Take a deep breath in. Arms coming up to the sky, fold forward. Relax the spine, relax the head, soften, surrender. Inhale for a halfway lift, the spine grows. Exhale, left foot comes back, lunge. Breathing here, open yourself up, crescent lunge to begin. Arms up to the sky or anywhere you want them to be, and then we're gonna turn and open up to the side for Virabhadrasana 2. Warrior 2. As we come into warrior pose, just notice what's here. Do you need to move a little bit to get your hip open? Well, what's available in your body for today? Do you need to be kind of light and not very deep in this pose? Is it a deep day? Where are you in your body in the sense of stability? And being able to find that focal point of expansion and condensement. Put your arms anywhere you want them to be. What can relax here? Find the effort, find the ease. We're always searching for this. We're always searching for where do we need to put our attention, our focus, our energy, and where can we relax? Sometimes the relaxing is where we find the gifts. It's where we find that broader perspective. All right, and then find your way into a reverse. Just open the rib cage up, enjoy it. And then straighten the leg. As we move into triangle pose, let the pelvis tip to the side. Blocks are nice if you need them. You can have your hand on your leg instead. Open your body up. Does it feel good? Where can you, so this is such an expansive pose. With our arms out, our legs out, we get to have the sense of breathing into our edges. Don't forget you have a crown and tail as your edge too. So let the inhale stretch you even beyond your physical body. And as you exhale, don't compress, but just condense a little bit so that you turn your attention inward toward that focal point. And has your focal point changed? Do you have a new focal point? It's okay to move around in your body. You don't have to fixate on, I chose my heart, so I'm staying in my heart. Where do you feel the center to be right now? All right, let's go ahead and come on up. turn your feet in, find your breath. Okay, with your feet turned, pointing totally straight, can you feel the outer hips? Find some work. Expand, open up your heart, stretch your hands out. Find your breath. We're going to turn our feet out now and come right down to a goddess. Now we've done a couple standing poses on one leg and not on the other, so notice what's happening here. Open the chest. Find your breath, spin your feet, toes turned back, heels moving forward. What can relax? As you start to find effort come into the body, maybe that's like the practice point for a pain point in your body. Can you feel that you're not narrowing your perspective to the place that's efforting, but feeling the fullness? Broaden your perspective, get really panorama view. Okay, drone, that's what I was thinking of earlier. Get the drone view. Okay, stretch your arms wide. And now we get to rest for a moment. Turn your feet forward again and lengthen your body down. Feel the inversion. Inversions can be a really nice change of perspective. Okay, so as your head drops below your heart, in whatever kind of support you need underneath you, you can have hands on floor or blocks, head down, whatever feels good. What kind of change happens in the mind when you change the body? When you flip the relationship with gravity, what changes? Let's step back. Before we do the other side, let's step back. Come into a plank. Hold steady here. Enjoy the fact that your legs are not wide, that they're close. Take a deep breath in. Inner spiral the thighs. Lift your inner thighs up. Deep breaths. Lower yourself down. Maybe up dog is in your world today. Maybe cobra pose is in your world today. Maybe super person pose is in your world today. So find a back bend that works. And then relax and come onto all fours. Once you have a little movement of the spine, rest back towards child's pose. As you feel your knees bend and your hips bend and curl in on yourself, let this be your center, the feeling of condensement, that it doesn't always have to be work to condense inward. It's not always muscular strength to stabilize. Sometimes bringing ourselves to the center can be relaxing. So in this way, we can stay in our focal point and feel the relaxation of our body stay there too. Can you feel yourself expand on the inhales and condense on the exhales? Okay, lift up to down pose when you are ready. Lengthen, stretch, expand, breathe. And lift the left leg up in the air. Exhale and bring that foot forward. Come up, find your way upright. Whoa. Find your balance, come into crescent lunge. And then turn and open yourself to the side. So when you come into warrior two, your two sides are very different. So maybe you need to be higher like this in this pose instead of deeper. So find the place where your joints are happy, where you have that sense of stability. And then even if it's not the physicality of your arms going wide, can you expand your energy wide, even if your hands are down? Can you have that sense that the broadness of your inhale stretches you to your edges, that you gain this beautiful wide breath? That your exhales, instead of feeling the condensement be about effort, can you relax? Can you drop into the focal point with ease? Bring the expanded energy into the focal point. As you start to, kind of have to work a little hard to stay put, what can let go? Drop your shoulders away from the ears. If your neck is holding you up, let it go. Let your legs hold you up. And then when you're ready, no rush, reach that arm up in the air, finding your breath. And then straightening out your leg and coming into triangle pose. All right, so this is such a beautiful representation in the body of expansiveness. So you can, it's better, I think, to go higher, to bring your hand higher. If you're looking for this bigness in your body, why drop into a really deep, crunched up place? Find the long spine, no matter how deep that takes you. Forget about depth, find space, find breath, find stability. Shoulders move away from ears. Can you find those soft places? Your eyes, your tongue. Can you relax any tension across your skull? Are your feet able to yield and root? Is your breath expansive? Do you feel your crown and tail moving away from each other? And then go ahead and come back up. Turn back to the front of your mat. Let's go to dog pose one more time. Okay, so find your breath, find your movement, whatever's working for you. See what it feels like to stay in this space of expanding and melting. Big broad view, we're in the forest. Okay, come forward into a plank again. And lower your knees down onto the ground. Okay, stay on all fours. We're going to take the left leg straight back behind us, right arm out in front of us, and take them wide out to the side. So arm goes out right, leg goes out left. Turn your toes down toward the floor. Where are you stabilizing from? So feel the center of your body. See if you can do this, and it's full of effort. Can you do this with a sense of softness somewhere? How's the rim of the base of your skull feeling? How are your eyes? Let your skin on your face fall away from the bones. And then come back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, knee and elbow come underneath you. Inhale, bring it out. Exhale, bring it down. Second side, bring the arm and leg, so it's left arm, right leg, and we're bringing it out to the side. So even though our limbs are wide, and so there's long levers, it's really our center that's holding us. So can you feel the work in your core and in the back? See if you can find that 360 cylinder of support around you. Stay in your breath. Is there a place to expand even when you're working hard on a center focal point? And then come back to center. Deep breath. Exhale, elbow and knee coming underneath. Inhale, engage your glutes, feel the length of the body. Exhale, place the hand down onto the ground. Back to dog pose. Big breaths. Enjoy the fullness. Walk your feet forward and come into Uttanasana. Push off your feet, rise up, reaching the arms up, expand open. Starfish your body one more time. Big breaths here. And then release your arms down. Bring your legs back to center, palms at your heart. So as you feel this, hands coming toward each other, when you feel that gentle pressure of this mudra, can it help you focus on the center without it being hardened? Is your belly free to breathe? Are your knees soft? Is your body yielding? Where was your point A in the beginning of class? Where was your point B? Can you breathe your way to connect those dots? Can you expand to point B? Acknowledge discomfort. Don't ignore it. Stay with it, be present with it, breathe it, and expand it. We don't want to ignore things that hurt, because then they just, keep knocking louder. We also don't want to forget that there's so much good things going on around us despite our discomfort. Inhale, rise up, open the heart. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees. Relax your head. Inhale for a halfway lift. Exhale and melt back down. Step left foot back, right foot forward, lunging. Rise up and turn and open up to the side again. You need a block. Okay, we're gonna find our way into Parsva Uttanasana, side angle pose. So you can either put your hand on a block or your elbow on your knee for this. Stretch your arm, feel the fullness. Oh my gosh, it's such a big, broad pose in that side of your body. Open it up. Use the work of your legs. Relax your neck. Soften your shoulders. Melt your face. Find the spots that are familiar to you, that are easy to let go. Like if you know that it's easy for you to relax your tongue, then use that as your point B regularly, like all the time. Find a spot that's easy for you to access into a state of ease, and let that be your epicenter for expanding from. Okay, let's go ahead and come out of the pose. We're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana. Half moon pose. If you need to have a wall for support or anything else, you take that, bend your knee, block comes forward, place your hand onto the block. If you need to have support, you can hold something. When you're ready, rise up and come into the balanced posture. When you find this pose, try not to let your toes turn in or out. Find stability. Open the breath. Where is the center of your body? Can you hug toward it without compressing? Can you stay in the expansive nature while staying stable? How's that navel radiation now? All right, and then a big giant step back out of the pose, and let's turn and come and do this poses to the side. So first find a little crescent lunge with our left leg forward, open things up, and then as you're ready, come into Parsva Uttanasana on this side. So you can put your hand on a block or your elbow on a knee. Okay, finding your breath, rooting your legs, expanding your spine. And then maybe if your arm's okay, expand that too. Move your shoulders away from the ears. Feel the rooting of your feet. Open up that hip. What feels good? How is the freedom and spaciousness in your body feeling for you? Are you connecting that flow, the swell of breath, like riding on the ocean waves? Relax the base of your skull. Relax your whole skull. Relax your shoulders. All right, and then come out of the pose. Focus on your foot for a moment. Look at it. Make sure it's spread wide, pointing straight. And then we're going to find our way up. I'm going to move back so I have room. Find your way up into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Make sure your knee you're standing on is not locked out. We're externally rotating. That standing leg is like triangle leg. Externally rotate the femur bone to whatever place you can. Feel the work of the back leg. Lift that leg in the air. Feel the crown to tail alignment. Breathe your way into the posture. Is there expansiveness here? Is there breath here? Even if there's wobbles, even if you're all over the map and you fall down, can you still be centered in your expansion? All right, and then a big giant step out the way you came. Back to our last dog pose. Yeah, our last dog pose. And let this just be a pose about symmetry. Feel free to bend your knees a lot. Even bend your elbows and hug them up to the shoulders. Knees hug up toward the spine. And then come back onto all fours. Swirl things around. Release the postures that you've done. Maybe your feet pick up and sway side to side. Maybe you're doing some circling. What feels nice? And then stretch back towards child's pose. Relax your body here. Deep breaths. All right, sit in Virasana. So if you need to sit on a block or a few blocks, see if you can This is a pose that's good for, just kind of squeezing the legs a little bit after doing some standing poses. Okay. Find your breath. Lift up through your crown, root down through your pelvis. Feel the long line. Now, even though we're not stretching our limbs wide, can you have the body memory of wideness? So when you sit here, your spine is relaxed and neutral. Your chest can open without puffing and pushing. Can you feel spacious across your collarbones? Like there are wings that just stretch far without any effort. Can you feel the base of your skull relax? Is there ease in your body? Just like we did on the beginning, and we're about to do it again, can you feel that sense of the breath traveling crown to tail to your edges? Returning to a focal point without compression. Let's come onto our back. Have a moment. Bring your knees into your chest. Rock a little bit. We're going to put right thigh over left thigh and draw the knees in. Just let the hips stretch a little bit here. And then switch left thigh over right thigh, or just other side, and draw the knees in. So I'm holding close to my knees, my shins. You can go all the way down to your feet if you want. And then put your feet down onto the ground. Have a breath here. Lift your hips, scoot them right, knees up, drop them left. Deep breath. Let your exhales go. Relax. And then knees up, neutral. Scoot hips left, knees come up and drop right. All right, come out. Stretch your limbs wide. Maybe you need some support underneath your knees with a blanket or a bolster. Maybe you'd like to be flat. Whatever you're doing, find comfort. So you don't have to be real wide apart unless that feels awesome to you. So just place your body down in a way that feels so spacious and relaxed. Check in. Does your back hurt? Do you need to bend your knees more and maybe even put your calves up on a chair? See what it feels like to melt your body into the earth. And as we begin Shavasana, let's begin by being on the swells in the ocean again. Can you expand your energy body? Be so subtle. Feel the expansion to your edge. And then relax, just like the wave falling on your exhales toward the center. You might even feel that you're falling toward the earth on your exhales. Enjoy the change of perspective with each side of the breath, that the inhales bring our perspective broad and spacious and wide, and the exhales relax us into a different place of surrender. So it doesn't have to be condensement in the way of contraction. It's just this rise and fall. Learning the art of shifting your perspective easily by riding the breath. If we can learn the skill when we are deeply at ease, Then when we stub our toe, we can bring this skill to the fold. So practice this when you burn your finger while cooking, or cut your finger while cooking, or tweak whatever part of your body, or you have a headache or anything. If you have small pains to work with, practice this, what you're doing right now. Allow yourself to fall into Shavasana. Deep rest. The eyes soften. The base of the skull is resting. Feel any tension in your entire skull release and relax. The jaw is free and the tongue is so loose, just so loose in the mouth. The neck is relaxed. Shoulders are soft. The spine settles. The breath is free. When you are ready, let's begin to move our breath and body. Eventually coming onto your side. Take a moment, relax here. Place your palms at your heart. Bow in and offer this expansive, wide perspective that is peace, right? That can cultivate peace. Let's send this forth. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everyone. Like I said, I can't see you, so I'm hoping that this, I just heard Tom's voice, so I know that.
Jenny,
I have an idea. This happens to me sometimes too. I accidentally press something and it
Yeah.
just makes the Zoom screen go away.
Yeah,
And all you have to do is click on the Zoom icon and it comes back.
Zoom, I don't even
I've
have
had that
Zoom,
happen
I
too.
do my
That's so
account.
weird. Hey, Jenny, can you send
Thank
like
you.
an email or a text that what you read, please?
Yeah, can you see me?
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see me. This is the book.
yeah.
The Book of Awakening. I'll send you the link. The
Can you
picture.
also
I'll take a
send
picture and send this to you.
Yeah, send what you read, please.
Yep. Yep. I'll do.
Thank you.
you, Jenny.
Thank you, everyone.
Did you get your picture back?
Nope. I'll mess with it. I can see nothing. There's just
We
nothing
love
on this.
you.
We're here. I know you're there. I'm here too.
Bye.
I don't even know how to turn the meeting off.
Bye.
Good luck with that.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Talk to you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Goodbye.
Bye.